Okay, so in the last tutorial, we looked at using Punnett squares to determine sex inheritance. Today, we're going to look at other uses for Punnett squares. First of all, we need to just remind ourselves of some of the key words. So a heterozygous organism is an organism with two different alleles for the same gene. Homozygous recessive organism is an organism with two recessive alleles for the same gene. And a homozygous dominant organism is an organism with two dominant alleles for the same gene. We need to remember that that prefix homo means the same and the prefix hetero means different. So if the alleles for eye colour are capital B for brown eyes and lowercase b for blue eyes, then the possible combinations are two capital B's, which is homozygous dominant, the person would have brown eyes. Capital B and a lowercase b, so heterozygous, the person would have brown eyes as the capital B is the dominant allele, but they would be a carrier of blue eye colour as they have the lowercase b allele, the recessive allele. Or two lowercase b's, two recessive alleles, and they would be homozygous recessive, and the person would have blue eyes as only the recessive allele, wrote in lowercase, is present. So if a heterozygous male has the alleles capital B, lowercase b for eye colour, he would have brown eyes because brown is the dominant allele and the dominant allele is always expressed over the recessive allele. If a homozygous recessive female has the alleles lowercase b for eye colour, she would have blue eyes as only the recessive allele is present. If these two individuals were to reproduce, we could draw a Punnett square to calculate the possibilities of the offspring having brown or blue eye colour. So first we draw a blank Punnett square, so you can try to follow on and do this at home. Okay. Secondly, we need to write the alleles of the parents. So we've got capital B, a dominant allele, and a lowercase b, a recessive allele for the heterozygous male. And then we've got two recessive alleles, two lowercase b's, for the homozygous recessive female. Then we need to write all the possible combinations of the alleles the offspring could inherit. So we could have one dominant and a lowercase, one recessive wrote in a lowercase, and that could happen again here. Or we could have two recessive alleles here or here. So what information is this telling us? So we've got the father's alleles along the top and the mother's alleles here, two recessive alleles. And all these alleles in red are the possible combinations that the offspring could inherit. So this Punnett square shows us that the offspring of these two parents could have the alleles capital B and lowercase b, or two lowercase b's, two recessive alleles. Now this capital B and lowercase b, dominant and a recessive allele, tells us that the offspring would have brown eyes, but would be a carrier of the blue eye colour allele. And these two lowercase b's tells us that the offspring would have blue eyes. They do not have the allele for brown eyes. This should be a lowercase b. So capital B and lowercase b is heterozygous because we have one dominant allele and one recessive allele. Remember that prefix hetero means different. And two lowercase b's is homozygous recessive because we have two alleles that are the same and both of them are recessive. Remember the prefix homo means the same. So we can use this Punnett square to show us the possibility of the offspring having blue or brown eye colour. So 2 out of the 4 squares have got one dominant, capital B, and 1 recessive allele, lowercase b. So the probability of the offspring having brown eye colour is 2 out of 4, which can be simplified to 1 over 2. Or we can write that as 0.5 as a decimal, or 50% as a percentage. Punnett squares can also be used to show the possibilities of offspring inheriting a genetic disease. So let's look at an example. So cystic fibrosis is a genetic disorder caused by the recessive allele. This means that people will have to have 2 recessive alleles in order to have the disorder. So if F wrote as a capital letter was the dominant allele, and F wrote in lowercase is the recessive allele, then 1 dominant and 1 recessive allele, the person would not have cystic fibrosis, but they would be a carrier of the disorder. 2 dominant alleles, the person would not have the disorder and they would not be a carrier either. And then 2 recessive alleles, 2 lowercase, the person would have cystic fibrosis as they've got 2 recessive alleles. Okay, so Bob and Sally are both heterozygous, capital F and lowercase f, for the cystic fibrosis gene. So this means they do not have the disorder, but are both carriers. We can draw a Punnett square to show the possibilities of their offspring having cystic fibrosis. So if you want to have a go at doing this yourself, pause the video now. Okay, so if we wrote Sally's alleles here, we'd have 1 dominant and 1 recessive, and Bob's here, we've got a dominant and a recessive allele. And here we've got the 4 possible combinations that the offspring could have. So the alleles in red show us the inherited possibilities for Bob and Sally's offspring. So the 2 dominant alleles, 2 capital FFs, tells us that the offspring would be homozygous dominant and would not have or carry cystic fibrosis. Capital F and a lowercase f, so 1 dominant and 1 recessive allele, the child would be heterozygous and they wouldn't have the disorder, cystic fibrosis, but they'd be carriers of the disorder, which means that they could pass this on to their offspring in the future. And then the 2 lowercase f's, the 2 recessive alleles, the child would be homozygous recessive, and this child would have the disorder cystic fibrosis. Okay, so 1 out of the 4 squares is FF in lowercase, 2 recessive alleles. So the probability of the offspring having cystic fibrosis is 1 over 4, or a quarter, or we could write that as 0.25 as a decimal, or 25% as a percentage. 2 out of the 4 squares are heterozygous, so 1 dominant and 1 recessive allele. So the probability of the offspring being a carrier for cystic fibrosis, but not actually having the disorder, is 2 out of 4, which can be simplified to 1 over 2, or a half, or 0.5 as a decimal, or 50% as a percentage.